Hello, everybody, and welcome back to MJ Games. I am Michael, and today I am joined by Tall Guy Gaming. As Jasmine and I are privileged on our channel to have him as the first spotlight. Well, in terms of the first spotlight of him on another channel. So I really appreciate you for joining me. How are you doing today, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You got my PayPal account, right? So like, you're definitely paying me for this. I'm not doing this for free.
Yeah. There's some money coming your way. So we haven't
Nice.
specified how much. I mean, might just be a few cents, but.
Enough to get in one of these parks is fine by me.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you joining me. As today we are looking at a park called Vasquez Fields. It was created by TyElevens, and TyElevens is also a YouTuber. So I'll put the YouTube link in the description below. So make sure to go check out this series. And he actually built this park through his Twitch channel. And he did that live, and then he filmed updates and put it on YouTube. So the description is a realistic mini park build with a Western sci-fi theme. The park was built out live on Twitch, and there's a full recap build series on YouTube. Search for TyElevens on your platforms and find the park and see what else we have in store. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this park. All right, so we are here right outside the entrance, which, are you keeping count of that?
That's what, second for sure?
Yeah.
How many do we have
For
to?
sure. I said all right. So we that's another one I say a
How many
lot. So
catchphrases do you want? You got one already. Calm
I don't
down.
know. I just I got that one confused. But we are right here at the entrance. So I'm sure every time we do something like this, you're gonna be keeping count of how many times I say for sure. So
I, I'll go yell at my wife to go get a notebook so I can start writing them down.
yes. But what are your thoughts of this initial car park right here? Or oh my gosh, I'm sounding European now. Parking lot. There we go.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. I mean, if you watch some of my builds, I really don't do parking lots. It's not that I hate them. It's just, I do enough detail in buildings. I don't have time to do a parking lot. But you love parking lots, and this is a really fantastic one. I mean, you
Yes.
could tell. I guess he's from America because the what is it? The handicaps are in blue, aren't they? Like a different color over in Europe.
I think there's some yellow somewhere. I don't know
Okay.
if it's the handicap guy or if it's kind of the outline, but I think there is some yellow with the handicaps in Europe. But what I love about this is the realism aspect, because I just think, I do agree that like parking lots take a lot. They also can take up a fair amount on the counter, or like you said, when you spend a lot of time detailing in the park, it takes away from that. I think it just adds the realism. Like if you're in this car right now and you get out and you get a good view of that RMC right there, I mean that's getting you ready for the day.
Yeah, this is
So
definitely an amazing view. The only thing I would say is, he definitely does have different cars in the parking lot, but right there, that baby blue, what is it, like a 57 Cadillac or whatever it is, there's like four of them in the parking lot. Like the rarity of this car alone and four blue ones, I would have just changed up some of the colors. That was just me, but that's
oh, I see.
nitpicking. I'm just nitpicking. Yeah, there's like four
Over
of them.
here.
It's a pretty rare car, and there just happen to be four of these rare cars, all baby blue, show up on the same day.
Yeah.
But nitpicking again, it is awesome. So
Hey, you never know. These trees looks like it could be somewhere near California, and I mean, you never know. Maybe people in California are driving these cars. So old
maybe
school.
it's a baby blue car club, and they all showed up together. Who knows?
Yeah, but we'll definitely take a look at some of the outside parts of the park because there's a lot of realism put into this, which I know you do a lot of realism too, and so we both love seeing that. But first off, what is your initial thought of kind of this main entrance plaza?
It's actually very cool. It does have a Western vibe to it. I do love the roof. I've just started playing with this roof, so I know it's annoying, and they don't have that many slopes to it. But no, I like the gates. The gates open like that. That's a
Yep.
really cool look, and the colors are very, very nice and right in the front.
Yes, I agree, and I like putting this little whatever this one's called because it's kind of those. I totally forget the name of what they're actually called,
I feel like
but
they're called some with a B's, like Ballard, or something. Isn't
Ballard,
it
that's
something like
it,
that?
something like
Is
that.
that
Yeah,
it?
I mean that's what it says on the PC workshop. On
Yeah.
the yeah, so it's to obviously not have cars driving, but I think that's a really cool touch to kind of use that. Um, and I agree. I mean, I've never really dealt with these kind of roofing too much because I'm just like I don't really know how to build around that style. but that's I struggle to theme around that. But I do love the gates, and I love how you've got like this one closed down here, so it's like a less busy day. You don't have them all open if you don't have all the staff and stuff.
Yeah,
So
no,
really,
that's definitely cool. I like that.
And this looks like a little staff building over here, which is nice. And you got the RMC going right by the parking lot, so gotta love that. So we got a little backstage. So let's actually enter the park. And it looks like a custom kind of ticketing window. Okay, so it looks like
yeah,
it would be a computer and stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those the sci-fi ones spun upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's the right side up. Oh, the button's on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. That looks, I mean, that's a good job too. And I think that's one thing that's cool too about this game being out for basically a year and a half now is we're just seeing a lot more, like basically everybody's starting to build with a lot of these realism pieces in mind, or we're all just getting better and improving at the game. And I love this kind of main entry street. Like if you didn't really get the Western vibe before now you do.
Yeah, no, this is definitely cool. I definitely like this. Again, I'm probably just nitpicking. I'm a huge thing on color, and I feel like for like a Western park, I would probably take the vibrancy down of some of these colors, like that green building right there. If you actually took that and just faded the green a little bit more, I think it would like actually tell the story of like a Western vibe a little bit more. But again, that's just me. I'm just, again, that's a nitpick kind of thing. Like this, it's still great. I mean, this is an awesome building.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Because I know I've seen some PC builders and stuff when they do Western stuff, they tend to have more kind of dull colors.
Yeah.
Still the green or blue, but just you said not as bright. But I love this custom interior like this. And you've got like
really
the little.
Cool. These seats are cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's just the. What piece is that?
I think it's just the circle, and I don't.
Oops.
Yeah, it's just the pole, the light pole.
So street light post, and then one of the. There we go. Yeah, so I mean that's something that's easy to make that I feel like sometimes is we just don't even think about. And then you got the custom stairs, which is nice. We got a little restroom building here. You've even got the wanted posters in the bathroom. So.
See, this is good. I like when people make restrooms like that, where you actually don't see like the front of the actual restroom that the park goers would use. So like, yeah, there you go. It's off to the side. So like, that's kind of more realistic of a park. You wouldn't really just see the insides from, the actual curb, the paths and curbs that the flow of traffic would have.
Oh, and it's got two entryways. So there's an entryway from this side too. That's nice.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I was like, man, this bathroom goes back far. It kind of reminds me of the bathrooms whenever you go to malls here in America that are like, I don't know why they're pushed so far back, but actually, you know what, they got to be behind the stores, so that's why.
Yeah.
But one thing I love too is this marble on the wall right here. Using that kind of marble piece. I think that looks good because that's usually what you see at restrooms. And then there's something else I was going to say in here. Oh, no, the recessed lighting. Using those box lights to look like recessed lighting is really nice as well.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, usually the marble I use on the floor. I don't think I've ever used it on the walls before, so that's actually a cool idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there's, you got some, oh, this is cool though right here, where it'd be somewhere you kind of like stand around and have your coffee or something like that. Not really a seating area, but you can get under the shade if you need be.
That would actually be a pretty cool thing too for like, you could use that and put like animatronics behind it. Like they're trying to sell you like, like in Disney, when you go to Disney, they try to sell you like their resort packages and stuff like that. That would actually be a pretty cool idea.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
no,
like
don't
right when you
steal it.
walk
I just
in.
made it up. You can't take it. It's mine.
No, you're good. Just memento. So we got gift shop, and so you got some of the custom items in here. The TV screens with making it look like posters and stuff that you can buy. We got T-shirts. I just wish we had that's one thing with Planet Coaster 2. Please give us more realism items.
Yeah, I'm tired of putting sprinklers in my gift shops. No one's buying sprinklers. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if people can use a 3D program to import stuff on the computer, you guys can spend time to create your own custom pieces. It's not, I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult. It's not like we need 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, first ride. So good thing we came right here.
That's a good name.
Yes. So this is called Bickford Ranch, looks like. And Now I know you love doing these little car rides too, so
I love them. I did that one in Carlos Gardens, and I enjoyed it so much that I can't wait to do another one. It was a lot of fun.
yes, and this station is simple, but I really like it. Like it
Oh
serves
yeah,
its
it definitely
purpose.
works. Yeah, you don't really need too much for these things, and I didn't put a cover on mine, but this is such a cool idea, and it keeps the people out of the sun, so that really helps.
And adding this extra
Wait, is the roof? Wait, is the roof the video screen?
No, it's those. Oh, it's the locomotive rails.
Oh, that's such a good idea too.
Yeah, that's a really cool touch. Now I have seen those used for like corrugated roofs and stuff, but that is really cool to use that for as the only roof piece because when you're below, it looks like it's
You,
almost like some kind of beams, but then from
yeah,
above, it gives that kind of metal look to it.
yeah, I like the light shining through it too. It looks really good.
It did. So I think we were both surprised at how short of a ride this was.
I thought that was gonna go a lot further, and I was like, wait, that's the house of the entrance. I'm like, uh-oh, it's over.
Yeah. But I mean, for what it is, like, I think it was good. I think the scenery around it's really nice. I mean, it really kind of, I mean, it did try to make you feel like you're in a part of a farm or this area in this small western area. So I enjoyed that.
No, I definitely loved it. It was really cool. My only thing is, I tell a lot of people this, and I think I've told you this too. Like
Yep.
sometimes people make their queue lines a little too long, and I get it. Sometimes it's realistic to have it long, but when you end up having so many rides and the queues are so long, you have less people walking in the park, and it almost seems dead sometimes. So
Yes.
maybe I would have probably made that one a little bit smaller for how small this ride is.
Yeah, and I agree. I think, I'm all about realism, but I also like to keep my queues short for that reason. I
You,
mean,
you know what? A thing you could do. I'm probably going to do it in the park I'm building now on my YouTube channel. You could actually make the queue, and then you could actually like rope off a section of a queue, and then make a fake queue, so it looks a lot longer. But then the guests wouldn't go on it; like they would rope it off, and again, you would have your long queue, but you wouldn't have 1,000 people in the queue line.
yep, that's a good point. I know I've seen that on PC builds and stuff, which I love this building. I don't
It's
know why
very
this one
unique.
stands out to me, but this one really stands out.
It's got like a Western saloon feel, kind of.
But then you've got the city brick on top, and it's probably all the different little details, like you talk about mixing different building pieces and stuff like that. Ooh, this is nice.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. So we got a nice little saloon and saloon area in here. And that would be like a nice little mat to walk on to not get dirt everywhere. Yeah, shakes.
I thought that said sharks. I was like, wait, they're serving shark here? This place is gourmet.
Oh man. Yeah, that makes me want a milkshake now. But yeah, so there's this boiler ride, which I think it's right. Yeah, it's right here. So let's go ahead and check out this queue because this is really detailed right here.
And custom steps you just walked up of.
Yeah, are those those are custom. Okay, so it's not. Yeah, so it's just using the roof pieces and just moving them down slightly. That's a good job.
Yeah. I like that he covered the entrance posts. I hate those things.
Gosh, they're so ugly. I just wish they'd give you an option to make them look different or something.
All right, right there. You turn there, the ambient sound. I don't know if he maybe messed it up or something, but I feel like that should be like not in sight. Like I don't mind seeing it if you're trying to hide it, but I feel like that should have been lower inside the actual piece, so you don't see it.
Are you talking about this right here?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
the speaker.
It's an ambient sound speaker.
Okay. Dude, I gotta actually use speakers more. I keep forgetting to put speakers around. But then I noticed, like, when I was at like Cedar
There's another one
Point
right there.
and places this summer, yeah, it's like there's speakers everywhere, but they're so well hidden.
Yeah,
Like they're
like
not
I
just
actually, yeah, I put my speakers in the park, and I don't mind seeing a little bit of them because
yeah.
you would see some like in the grass and shrubbery, but you don't want to see the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Now look how cool this ride skin is for this flat ride. That's really
That's really
cool.
it. Actually comes outside then, right?
Let's fast forward just a second to, yep. Yeah, there's no way I'd ride this thing.
See, this is the ride. My wife rode on stuff like this, but she doesn't like drops. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm never going on that. No. I was like, no, thank you. The
Yeah.
one she went on is, I think, in King's Dominion, and it actually has like fire that shoots up and everything. And I was like, this
Oh
is too
gosh.
intense of a ride, and the fire doesn't help.
Yeah. See, like this part's not bad right here, but let's it's about to go upside down, I think.
Yeah, I think usually it just spins in place. Well, you could change
Oh no, there we
what it
go.
does. No, yeah, no, thank you.
Oh no,
No, no,
that's
it just got worse.
no way. No way.
There's not enough Dramamine in the world for getting me on that ride.
Yeah. There's one you know that cube ride in this game?
Yes.
Which by the way, this is just so well done. This whole building and the area, but that cube ride in the game, I went on one at Six Flags Over Texas because my buddy like forced me on it. And the issue was like it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, but the issue was I honestly closed my eyes because it's just I didn't want to just constantly see me flipping in a way, but I shouldn't have done that because it made it more disorienting. Because then when I was like, oh, this isn't too bad, and I opened up my eyes, I then was so disoriented instead of allowing myself to kind of get used to the flipping and stuff. So yeah,
That's like rookie mistake 101. Never close your eyes.
yeah. Which I love this custom kind of entrance way that once again is hiding the ugly. Whatever you call those things. Yeah, ugly
Yeah,
cylinders. But this is really cool.
Yeah, no, this is cool. I like this ride height sign.
Yeah, that's really good as well. And for anybody who doesn't know, essentially this ride height sign. Yeah, because all that's used here is type in the letter I over and over and over again. And so I think that's a pretty cool trick where instead of using a lot of pieces, you're just using one sign and just typing in the letters a lot and placing it where it makes sense. So it's pretty cool touch. So now this is one of the two coasters in the park. This one's called Invasion. So it looks like a B&M floorless coaster. And I feel like, this Ty's done a good job in this park of kind of merging different build styles because now it's all of a sudden like this castle style, but it doesn't seem out of place. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a sandstone kind of thing, and it totally fits. And I actually liked. I don't know if you saw in the front, it's like all boarded up. So I'm assuming it's like abandoned or something. So
yeah,
kind of excited to get up there.
Yeah, so Invasion is what it's called, I think. So now we've got a smaller queue, which one thing I advise against for anybody who wants to make the most out of the counter is to never use 2-meter queue paths.
Because you meant thinner queue. I thought you meant like shorter. So thinner.
No, my bad. Thinner, yeah, because a 2-meter queue path, you can get about, it cuts it down by a third compared to the 3-meter queue path.
Dude, are we talking over that there's a crash plane coming through the ceiling? This is crazy.
Yes, I was just trying to pause it so we could hop on that train, but this is, okay, so Invasion makes sense. So it's like, dude, this is Cowboys and Aliens is what this is. Remember that movie from like 10, 15 years ago?
No.
Oh, never mind.
I feel like I just ruined the banter. Nope.
Yeah,
nope,
no.
Don't know it.
But it was a pretty terrible movie. But it was the fact that like cowboys and aliens fight essentially. So it's like that's what you have here. You got like this western town that's being invaded by these aliens in this spaceship.
This is cool. I don't know if I want sparks hitting the people in the park, but it's cool.
That is a really cool touch. And just how this station's done. Let's take a look from above real quick. Just so well done because...
Oh, that's great.
Like, this is so tough to do. Like, you're having to mix the use of these building pieces. And then right here, using the triangular veranda roof pieces to make it look like it's cracked. I mean, that's tough to do. And I feel like tough to get a vision for that. but that's really cool. You got the bag holding section, or blocked off
I
where
don't.
the
I just call them like bag hutches or bag shelves. I don't know what they're supposed to be called.
yeah, I don't really know either. So looking at the stats, G-force is a little bit higher on the laterals, but it's 64 feet, max speed 45 miles per hour. So it's not meant to be anything overly thrilling. So let's go ahead and take a ride on the coaster, and we'll talk to you afterwards. So that was Invasion, and definitely one of the most unique stations I've ever been on. But what were your thoughts on that coaster?
No, that was really cool. Pretty smooth. It's a tight track, a small footprint, but it does the job what it's supposed to do. I like the white too. The white, it makes you do. The white makes it feel more like I'm guessing you're the spaceship, so the white would, I guess, simulate the actual spaceship run. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
That's a good point. Honestly, I hadn't thought about that, but that makes a lot of sense. And I like the coloring of the terrain and stuff is done really well, where it's not all the same. So you're mixing in a couple different colorings. You got some rocks here and there. I do think this first drop needed to be banked a little bit more as you kind of went down. As if you look at those B&M floorless coasters, like they really overbank on that first kind of turn. But yeah, I mean, I like the coaster. I agree with you. I think it was smooth. It's impressive that it takes up such a small footprint. But of course, what I'm looking at is the transfer track.
I don't mind transfer tracks either. So
yeah, these are awesome. So I know he said in his video that he took inspiration from Moomin Little Socks and Nerd Chacho on this, because in Moomin's Little Rock Ridge, Nerd Chacho built a coaster, and it's a floorless coaster, and it had this kind of similar transfer track. So he kind of used that as inspiration for his, which I think is really cool. I think maybe pushed a little bit far back. You probably could have scooted it up just a little bit to have the building kind of start right here. But I do think this is really a really cool touch, and just all the custom stuff added here is really nice.
I like how he themed it too, because you figure like the people on the path behind it can see it a little bit. So he does have like these like Western awnings and the cattle skull. So it's not like the whole thing's just an out of place square box.
Yes, that is a very, very good point. So let's see. Let's find my way back to the exit. So we go this way. Hey, they don't bump their head, or barely bump their head.
Hey, that's pretty low. Tall guy gaming, 6'4", so I just hit my head.
Yeah, I have to duck there. So ride photos, love the ride photo booth. So this is where
wait. What is that? What is that thing that looks like? What did he sink that down? What's that on the? Looks like a menu. What is that?
Fiberglass light detail. Oh, it's the light. It's just turned upside down. Oh, that's cool though.
See, that's why I'm here. You got to look at the details. That's cool. That's really good.
Yeah, because you're right. It does look like a menu, like a list of like, hey, here's how much your photo costs, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and this is where you would say, if this was a challenge park, you would put an actual stall, right? Because you would want to take advantage of the guests getting off the ride and being happy and wanting to purchase something.
Yeah, 100%. Like, basically, the way challenge mode works is the more the guests are happy, the more they want to buy stuff, whether it's food or actually, the souvenirs, the 3 souvenir shops, or the arcade machines they give you. So if you start placing them down anywhere, they're not going to use them. But right off the exit of a really good coaster like that is the perfect opportunity to make money in challenge mode. Yeah,
that's good advice right there. Which, by the way, your challenge mode tutorial video was good. So I highly recommend people watching that. And it's good stuff to have just for any type of mode you play in. And using these fiberglass details as well right here, does a good job of making it look like a warning sign.
Ah, dude, like I totally just downloaded and stole that. That's such a good idea.
Yes, that is. Oh, that's really good. So we got a little ice cream shop here, and I like how you've got these shops that are connected, and some of them aren't accessible. Almost like, hey, they're closed down for the season, or maybe just on this particular day,
Well, they
less
did have
busy
that
day.
front entrance one was closed, so you figured this might be a slow day. So I think that's a good,
Yeah.
cool look that he did.
So we got a little sweet shop, and each building looks different, but yet they all still look like they belong, which is always nice to see. And so we got another little restroom shop here with a nice little roof design, just something different. And the door is open. Ooh, I like this because I've used the ropes before, but I like using these pieces with the rope.
Oh, the planks.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, we got a little outhouse. Yeah, that would be a.
That's the other bathroom.
Yes, whenever those other bathrooms are full, go there. So let's head back this way, and then we'll kind of reverse back. So actually, you know what? We'll save that for last because we don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at that. What is that? That coast? We haven't seen. That's the RMC.
Yeah, this is the
We haven't
RMC.
gone that way, right?
No, there's only two
All right, don't
coasters in
ruin
the
it. Go back
park,
the other
so
way. All right, go
so
back. Go ahead.
we'll save that one for the end. Oh, we got a couple drop towers here. Custom fencing with the fence piece in between, which is nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you see a lot of fences like that at like Cedar Point and stuff. But really good job. And let's see. Oh, I love this little water area here. That's really well done.
So if you actually look at the water right now, so that water tower has water coming out of it, but he added the splashes on the bottom in the water, so it makes it look a lot more realistic, like it actually did fall in the water.
Yep. And so you can see the piece right there. That's
Yep.
the animatronic. I would not have
here.
I would not have known that unless I went underwater. So it's like this ship has arrived to invade the city with its blasters.
Or that it crashed and it sunk to the bottom of the floor.
Or that.
It could be, yeah, it could
that
be that
might
one.
be it as well.
I'm going to say it's that one more.
Yeah, and then I like how there's this extra building here, which is made to look like part of the whatever would be needed to help make this water tower in use. Because you see a pipe go into the building.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
That's good.
So we got
a couple up the windows as well.
Mm-hmm. So you got a couple little drop towers, which just looks really good. You know, the queues here aren't that long. It looks like they just go back here. I mean, that's not terribly long. I mean, what about the view right here? Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like this. It's themed very well. I don't go on these rides. I hate these rides, but I mean, just it's so cool. Like, you know, I just love when people theme flat rides. You know, I don't get me wrong. I love roller coasters and people doing like, you know, extensive theming on them. But I feel like some people just like put the flat rides in and go, whatever, it's a flat ride, move on. Like, but I like even that O'Donnell's and Son behind there. That house has nothing to do with anything, but it just adds to the theming of that queue.
Yes, totally agree. And so all these boxes here and barrels, something that's so simple, but as you said, just adds to the theming. So I wanted to turn to night real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything at night, which, this part. Now, I remember watching the episode where he talked about building this, and this is really cool. This little kind of gazebo area, which would be like a performance stage. So when you're getting your food and stuff, you can sit here and watch the coaster, or you can sit here and kind of watch people perform. As you've got you got the lights, you've got the speakers, and you got the speakers laying there on the ground.
That's a good touch. That's nice. I've never made something like this, so
yeah,
you know, I'll have to get to it eventually.
Yeah, it looks really good. And then also just the views that you get of the coaster here is really nice as well. Love it. And so now we head this way. But, you know, for being a mini park, like, this is still a good size.
Nah, it definitely is.
And there's a lot of good... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. All right. Yeah, the mini park that I just built for the Discord contest. At first, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to build a mini park, and now I finished it. I'm like, this is a really good size. Like, not having to do like something huge, but it's still like you pack it all in the smallest area you can. It feels really good. Like you never get that real like open area where you can just walk and have some scenery and stuff. But
Yeah.
it was still a fun size to build.
Agreed. Now, maybe the only thing I'd add here is from a realism standpoint, I would continue this fencing all the way across because this is the one area that I've seen in the park. Like, Ty's done such a good job of fencing off everything, but then this part's needing a fence. Because in theory, some crazy kid could be like, hey, I'm going to run over here, and then something bad happened. So, I love this.
Is that the next episode? We're going to show what happens. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this part.
Hopefully not. But no, I love these little buildings here. This outpost building is nice.
Wait, what's in there? Is that a staff room? That's a staff room, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yep, good call. And you got the stairs. But that's really good. Maybe one suggestion is instead of using those thicker beams for the rails, maybe using the smaller beams. So they kind of go through a little bit through the larger ones, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it looks
so it
good.
doesn't seem like it's overlapping the outsides.
Right, yeah. But it looks really good. And once again, I just love this little part. Even though it's not much, just the look of the buildings there are really good. And you got like the little elevated seating area. I think that's a really, really cool touch.
That's really cool.
And so, yeah, this is the backstage you're talking about that at least is somewhat themed. So it's not just this ugly building you're looking at.
You know what I would have did for that backstage if you want to turn around? What he could have did was take the actual fencing and then double it up in height. So, like, you could still see some of it, but then, the people on the path wouldn't see, like, basically all the way into it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, just so basically... So you just have it all up like that.
Yeah, you could do that, and if you want to do the frame around it, and then like the people on the path can't really see in, and it's not really taken away from that building because most of the theming on that building is up high anyway.
Yep, that's a very good point. And this is nice, and using those bull bars for what looks like what you would use to kind of open up the gate. So this is going to be
is an access road.
Yeah, I think this is an access road to take you around the park, essentially.
I got to do that. That's something I haven't done yet. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's what you see at theme parks. Like it's really interesting to go onto Google Maps and look at the even parks like Disney and trying to see like where all their access roads are and stuff. Or, like at Animal Kingdom, you've got the Expedition Everest ride, but yet it's like only a third, basically 2/5 of the mountain is actually themed. You see it from behind. It's a building.
I think that's one of the. I don't know if I'm right. Again, you're the expert on coasters. Isn't that like one of the only coasters that could have 5 trains on at the same time, or is it maybe 7? It's either 5 or 7.
They have 5. They really should only have 4, but they have 5, and just because Disney wants to cycle as many as they can, which, by the way, this area is nice. It says no humans, and there's only one ride, so I guess that's kind of keeping most humans away. Which, by the way, nobody ever rides this ride in the game. I don't understand it.
I've never put one in, so I don't know. The only ride I know that no one really rides is teacups, and I've only gotten one teacup ever in the career mode to have people on it. So I usually just stay away from teacups.
Yeah, nobody ever rides this ride. I have no idea why, because the excitement rating's pretty good. But yeah, so actually...
what the problem could be, so like, a lot of people don't do this. The actual signs advertise things. So if you actually advertise with the actual signs what rides they are, people will find your other rides that are like off the path, like this one. In
That's
the game,
true.
the AI only kind of sticks to things they need. So the things they kind of need would be food, bathroom, and then usually the coasters. So like if you don't have a coaster back here where the actual AI is going to walk back here, they're not going to see this ride. But if you actually advertise the ride earlier by another coaster or something, you might get more foot traffic back here.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I like this sunken kind of fence right there. to still provide a different type of look with the fencing. Because I haven't really seen anybody do that for kind of like a border. But it looks nice. So now we're going back to Safe Voyage. And we got a staff building here, another restroom building. So once again, another custom building that looks very unique. Oh, we got a... This is cool because that is a tough angle to make.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a couple buildings. This is that's really nice.
Yeah, that's well done. That's awesome. So you got a little mini backstage for that area, and we're gonna go look around the outside at the end. So we are back to what now is going to be a flat ride.
Wait, before we go, was that back area supposed to be Mars? I think I just put it together. I think that's supposed to be Mars back there.
Right here?
It says like no humans, and then if you actually look at the ground, there's some parts like up there. It kind of would, I guess, maybe be Mars. No, there's cactus. You know what? I'm trying. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Would that be like a Mars rover?
I don't know. Maybe. Sci-fi is not normally my cup of tea, so normally with sci-fi, I'm just like, okay, cool, they did this. All right, I don't try to like read into it. But yeah, so
I'm sorry, I messed up our tour. Sorry, everybody.
No, you're good. But we got this massive building here, so it looks like it's probably gonna be a dark ride. So Vasquez Ridge.
All right, before you go in, go above it. Is it like actual like a? Oh, there it is. Look at that. So it's actually like a show building, and then he's got all the AC ducts up there. All right, so that's really cool. Usually you see these on the outside or the outskirts of the park, so they don't have to like theme all the walls.
Yeah.
But he did a very good job. So he just put the grates on. What are those? Just squares.
So yeah, it's just a square, and then you've got the Spook Central vent. So that's a cool touch of another way to kind of create the look of that realistic kind of maintenance stuff on the top. Yeah, really good job. Like you said, it's the fact that this is in the middle of the park caused you to have to theme the whole area, but I think it does look really good. And once again, good job covering up the covering up those unsightly
cylinders. I don't know.
Yes,
I got to name these things.
Yeah, but here's what I like about this right away, and you know what? We're gonna go nighttime in here. Using the haunted house wood for the wall, I think gives a really good look in here, especially at night.
Yeah, it's definitely good. Yeah, it you know, you only get like that one wall that's like a rugged wood. So like having this one as a second one and then recoloring it from that purple is a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. So we head this way. Oh, that's cool now, adding these TVs while you're kind of waiting. So in theory, there'd be some story that's being told.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Oh, I don't know what's going on right there.
What is that?
Maybe it's they're trying to
oh, it's the oil
extract
thing.
something. Okay.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't used that piece either, but that makes a lot of sense. So now, oh, this is one of these dark rides. All right, so we are going to see if I can ever click on it. So it's the Battle of Vasquez Ridge.
Oh, spoilers.
Here we go.
Oh, are we talking in this one? You didn't give me a heads up last time.
Yeah, that was my bad. We're talking through this one. So usually flat rides and stuff we'll talk through. But this is, I forget how many people sit here. 4, so let's go to the middle seat. Have you done I'm trying to think on your Carlos Gardens if you had a dark ride.
No. Did I? No. Why can't I remember? I don't know. I don't think I did.
You can't remember your own park?
It took me a year to build. I'm trying to forget about it.
That's a good point. But, I mean, already just the detail here is really nice. Is obviously there's an invasion that's happening, and yeah.
So you know what's cool? He's got like that. He's got the AC ducts on the top with all that like scaffolding for the lights. It makes it look realistic. Like, you know, even though you know, I'm on a dark ride and I'm not supposed to be looking up, you could tell like this is a real building.
Yeah, totally agree. I think that's a really cool touch, and the ceiling is using those kind of what looks like black screens, so it's kind of hard to tell how close the ceiling actually is.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing I was probably would have made the ceiling a little bit higher. Oh, it is an exit sign. That's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I probably would have made it a little bit higher as well. Uh-oh. Was that an alien or a human?
Yeah, I think it's an alien. Yeah, this is like the cowboys and aliens fighting.
Yeah. I'd love to hear if anybody in the comments has seen that movie, because I think it was made in like 2010 or something, and I can't remember anything about it. I know Daniel Craig was in it though.
Is it Daniel Craig? Is that James Bond or no?
Yeah, James Bond.
Yeah.
So, but that was a really cool dark ride. So what were your thoughts on that?
It's over? Oh wow, I didn't even know it was over. That was awesome. No, that's really cool. I like that a lot. The scenes are really good. I loved how realistic the building was. So, like a lot of people make dark rides, and it's not that it's bad, but, they make it, and, it doesn't have any, like, realistic parts in it, like a little exit, or, like, you could see some stuff on the ceiling, which, again, if you don't do that, it's not a bad thing, but I just like how, realistic he made it with all these little touches.
And the reason why I'm hanging out right here while you're talking is he's got the operator's, like, push button, so when this person says whatever they say, clear, you'd have this person would press the button as well. So that's a really cool touch of having that on the wall. And so let's just kind of do a quick run through here again. And I love the fact how... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I know how hard it is to get the actual rock and everything like that and carved it out like that. So that's not easy.
Yeah, because that looks like actual terrain, not just placing rocks.
No,
so
that is terrain.
Ooh, that's tough. But then here's what you were talking about the ceiling and having the scaffolding pieces. You can have the lights, you can have the strobe lights. So it's just a really, really cool way of adding that realism, because for anybody who has, or next time you go on a dark ride, just look up at the ceiling and you'll see this stuff. Now, maybe a little bit higher up, but they can't hide everything,
Yeah.
So
yeah, the easiest thing to do is anytime you go to like Disney and there's a dark ride, as soon as you pass like an entrance of a show, like, like the next scene, I guess, just turn around and you'll see like they don't theme anything that, is behind you that you aren't supposed to see. You'll see exit doors and everything.
Yeah. Well, that was really, really good. A lot of detail. Just ribbon. Just avoided getting blown up by aliens. Now let's go have some ribs. Right? So let's continue taking a look at knives. We've looked at most of this in the daytime. So it looks like the alien ride, Invasion, it's got a little bit of green tint added to it.
Right in the inversions.
Mm-hmm. So that looks really, really good. So I think this park is well lit up, because I know you're really good at doing the lighting, and I'm really not, but this is like realistically lit up, like it's not overdone, but it's not underdone as well.
Yeah, if you go to a park, any park you go to, especially when it's dark out, it's not like it's super lit up where, you're walking everywhere and everything's lit up. Like, there's always going to be points where you're trying to look at something in your hand and you can't tell what it is until you move up a little further. So I think this is, very realistically lit, and it looks really good.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Cedar Point and Kings Island, they are not lit at all at night. I can
remember going to parks and be like, I can't see where I'm going. Where, don't even take the map out. We can't read it. There's no point.
Dude, especially Cedar Point, man. The only lights they got are like, they got some street lights, but most of them is stuff coming off of buildings, and especially the parking lot at Kings Island. Like, it's just not lit much at all. So
they spend 90% of their budget on coasters. What do you want?
I know, which, hey, I'm cool with. I'm good. I just use that as my way to say, hey, look, it's realistic. I don't like too much. So
you walk in it like, oh, they made a Michael Park. Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
they watch my videos.
Hey, I build Cedar Fair Park, so that's what I do. But once again, really well themed, kind of cute and stuff.
A little tight.
Yeah, a little tight in there, a little claustrophobic, but especially here, it's like
taken that. Yeah, if they would have taken out that whole middle wall, it would have been fine. Because then it would have just been in like an open area in the middle.
Mm-hmm, because I know you're your flat ride where you put my catchphrase on there, you kind of had a little, not stairs that high, but you did a really good job of having these kind of elevation with the stairs, but having it where it's open on both sides.
Yeah, you also have to realize another thing too. A lot of people probably don't know, but in like a real park, when you're making like the stairs in this game, you'd only have like maybe 2 levels of the stairs, and then they'd have to be like a landing. Like you wouldn't
Right.
have like stair, and like constantly going up. So like even when I do stuff where it's raised like that, I would make like 2 sets of stairs and then a little landing, and then either a turnaround and then stairs again.
Yeah, that's a good point. As I know, Nerd Chacha always talks about regulations and stuff, and you got to have landing spots and stuff like that. There's so many laws and rules put in place. But so let's look at the stats. Vertical G-force is good. Lateral is a little bit high again. Biggest drop 85 feet. Max speed 54 miles per hour. We got 2 inversions, so we'll talk to you after the coaster. So that was the RMC coaster, and I'll be honest, now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I didn't even get a name on that. Hostile Run. There we go. That's a good name. To once
One
again
of us is
kind
paying
of
attention.
Yeah, it's definitely not me. So
I've basically perfected this YouTube thing, so if you ever want me to give you some pointers, it's fine. No problem.
Yeah, that's the teacher in me that's like, hey, I've been teaching all day. Now I don't have to pay attention to anything. So
Oh, there's the sign. The sign's really cool.
Yeah, that's a cool sign, and using those kind of scaffolding pieces. But I love this kind of dugout pit. Like, that is really cool. And if you look at night, how it's lit up,
awesome.
That is really, really cool. And then lighting up the lift hill. So we've got these custom lights here. That's really cool, except for the fact that what if one of those hanging lights drops? I mean, it probably catches the whole wooden structure on fire.
Well, they could be those fake flame bulbs. Come on.
That's true. That's a good point. And it looks like, yeah, so this is topper track, which means this actually is truly a wooden coaster, instead of the iBox beam that the other RMC has. So
that was exactly what I was going to say, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was trying to explain it a little bit. So basically,
are you bragging because you're like the expert? Come on, guy.
Yeah, so basically this is like a steel topper lining it. Instead of the other one, it literally is like an I-beam. That's the rail. So in real life, these are actually classified as wooden coasters, because even though they're still technically hybrids, like they go under classification as wooden coasters, so they can win wooden coaster awards and all that stuff, because of it not actually having that I-beam track. But this is, I mean, I love the layout. I mean, what are your thoughts on the coaster?
It was really cool. It's another very compact ride, even though I felt like I was on it for a while. Again, it's another small footprint in this mini park. But the path interaction is so cool, going underneath with the, like you said, the dugout section. It's really cool. Like, I love that. And then the smoke will go off right now. There you go. It all triggered.
Yeah.
So that's really neat. I mean, this is really well done.
And another thing, too, now, this is not necessarily unrealistic for RMC doing this, because RMC does like to do some Outer Banks. Now, like, maybe not necessarily like at this speed, maybe, but they do some Outer Bank kind of airtime hills that they just try to innovate and do stuff different. So that's not something out of the ordinary that you would see necessarily. Like Steel Vengeance has a little bit of that outer kind of bank, but that's a really good coaster. Really enjoyed that. That's my favorite one of the two in the park. And
Oh
then we
wait,
got a little.
where's the exit? You should have went off the exit. Was there anything on the exit?
Let's see. Oh, and we got transfer track.
See that? You missed the transfer track and the exit.
Yeah. So it looks like the essentially the same style transfer track as the other one, which I don't mind because it keeps kind of the unison of the park. You know.
Wait. Go back. Go back to the transfer track. Is there a ladder? I don't think there's a ladder to get up. No, it wouldn't be on the outside. That's the parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he has a ladder.
Yeah. So you just got a ladder, but I love kind of adding these, these little boxes that, in theory, the people would press buttons and they'd have the different stuff. Like here, you kind of hidden the lights to make it look like there's a, I guess you touch this thing, maybe the light would turn green, and then the track would kind of slide over. So I think that's kind of a cool touch. Maybe one thing I'd add too is on the portion that would actually slide, you want to make sure that track length is long enough for the coaster car, and I would put the brakes on there so that it looks like it has the ability to stop, if that makes sense. Because if there aren't those pieces and it's just a straight piece of track, I mean, there's really not an ability, in theory, for the coaster the coaster train to actually stop. But a really cool touch, and let's see, there's a little bit of stuff on the roof, which is nice.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, and I like adding those little coaster supports to kind of have it, just have it look like it's something that could be realistic. Oh, I didn't even notice this. You got we got some little windows here.
Yeah. Where's that? Is that the queue? Goes back into the queue, I think.
Yeah. Whoop.
Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, so there's the queue. So here's the exit. Oh, hold on.
Wait. Oh, whoa. Whoa. They're walking in walls.
A little clipping, but it's all good. We'll just imagine that didn't happen, and then they walk down this way.
I do it too. It's not a big deal.
Oh,
see,
yeah.
look at that. There's a gift shop. See, if without me, you would have missed this.
Yes, thank you for saving the day. So and hey, they did what you like to see, which is adding a couple shops in here. Although, what's your advice again on challenge mode about having multiple shops? Well, I guess that's different because one of them's a drink, and then one of them's like a gift shop.
Yeah, this won't take away profits from the other one because they're actually two different things. So if one person's looking for gifts, they're not gonna, not use their profits or their money towards a drink across the way. So this is totally fine. This works.
And they have an ATM down here, so they've got checking three things off the list. Yeah,
they actually look at the doorway. They actually have like would-be pull downs, like a pull down metal gate.
That's awesome. I love to see that. And the reason why I brought that up was because I know you talked about in your video, like a lot of times we get in the habit of, whether it's challenge mode or normal park, of wanting it to look like a normal theme park where, hey, if you're going to build a food area, let's put 5 or 6 different vendors. But what you say is that's not smart to do because that just takes away from
profits.
That takes away from profits, and you got to pay more for staff and so forth.
Yeah, you could learn all that on Tall Guy Gaming, cheap plug right there. Yeah, I know Michael's going to put a big word bubble on the bottom when he edits this later, so it's going to be great.
Yeah, links into hey, I am going to link that that video in the description below for anybody who wants to check it out. It's a good video if you're thinking about doing a challenge park, or if you just want to get good ideas on how to run the park. But just doing kind of an overview, and then we'll look at the outside of the park. No, but this is, it's a mini park, but it's still feels like a really good size.
Yeah, I felt like I was actually in a bigger park than what it's looking like overhead, so he did a really good job of making a lot in what a small little area that he had.
Totally agree. Now we head over to some of my favorite stuff, the backstage areas. So you got a couple warehouses here. I don't think it's decked out on the inside, but we'll see. Nope.
He could have hit some Easter eggs in there. I know a guy who does that on YouTube. What's his name? Tall Guy Gaming? Yeah, he does that. That guy's good.
Yeah, yeah. Don't if you check out Tall Guy Gaming's park, make sure to look in everything, because I made that mistake of not looking in every building, and I missed. You
gotta go in every single door.
And I missed like so much. So check every single door, every single building, every single wall. But on a different note, this is nice because you've got a couple of different styles of kind of warehouse buildings here.
This one's really cool. I like this one. Oh, there's like a security. Is that like I guess would be a security light, maybe, or camera? I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it's meant to be a camera, would be my guess. Even though it's a light, kind of meant to be a camera.
Yeah, and there's a camera already in the game.
Yeah. But that looks really, really good. And then I think we had a little space over here. Just another little building.
It's like totally different.
Yeah, this almost feels like it was part of the original park, and it's just been here for a long, long time.
Yeah, it looks like an old barn.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there's another. I didn't count. I missed all the counting, but that's at least 3 now.
I've been pretty aware of trying to not say for sure this whole time, and then
you gotta
there
say it. Are you kidding me? There's a catchphrase. Eventually, you can sell T-shirts. This is marketing, my friend. Come on.
Oh yeah, since that's what everybody wants on a T-shirt, is a sign that says for sure.
You never know. If one day in the future you sell T-shirts and you go to a park and someone's wearing that T-shirt, I feel like you owe me a nice thank you.
Yes. One thing before we wrap up our final thoughts. When I was at some theme parks this summer, like I had one of the coaster bot, the YouTuber coaster bot. I bought one of his like little drawstring bags for the park, and I had somebody at Cedar Point go, "Are you coaster bot?" And I was like, "Oh man, I wish," but no. I was like, "I do."
Have said, "Yep," and I changed my site to M&J Games. Go check it out.
I did. So I was like, "No, I do have a YouTube channel though," and they're like, "Oh, what was it?" And stuff. There's a guy who worked at Cedar Point, so that's kind of cool.
And that guy was probably like, "You got shirts?" And you said, "Nope." And you're like, "Well, that's it."
And he said, "You got shirts?" And I said, "For sure."
Yeah.
No.
See?
Yeah.
Could have been a quick $17 he could have made.
Yeah, but what was your favorite coaster of the park?
Coaster? It was just the 2, right?
Yeah, or favorite ride.
The 2. Favorite ride, it was probably the dark ride. I really enjoyed that a lot. I'm kind of shocked it's near the middle of the park. Favorite coaster, I think I like the RMC better, but I did like the coaster house on the spaceship crash one, whatever that one was called, Invasion, I think it was. I like that one better.
Yeah.
I like that photo booth better. I like this coaster house better, but I believe the RMC was a little better ride, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think this building is just, I mean, this is one of the best station buildings I've seen. It's really, really good. It's on your level.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, just kidding. But no, I do like this photo booth. I kind of learned some tricks here that are nice to use, and you've got kind of the shelves down here or the doors.
Yeah, that's cool.
One thing, let me show this real quick. One thing that they could have done too to make this even better is to take.
No, you went past where I thought you were gonna go.
So we're gonna take one of these screens, turn it black, and then so now what you have is you have essentially a divider for the door. So it looks like it's an actual, if you just put that in the middle, so now it looks like it's a door, right? So it's been divided. Just another simple thing to add to kind of add a little bit more to that. But I agree with you. I absolutely love this photo booth. And I do love with the other one, I do love this exit, this little gift shop and area and stuff. I think was really well done too.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. So any final thoughts for the park?
Oh, we forgot that little ride right there, right? The little Ferris wheel. Did we look at that?
Yeah, we did, but not in that much detail.
Oh, my bad.
So, no, you're good. No, I mean, it's well done. I mean, like you said, nice. And he's definitely taking the time to theme up the queues for the flat rides, which is nice to see.
That's what you're supposed to do. Come on.
Yes. Yeah, I'm talking to myself on that one when I say yes. I was like, yeah, I need to do better. Do better, Michael. No, this part was great.
Shirt. That's your second shirt.
Do better, Michael. Or do better, insert your name, so everybody can just like type in their name with it. So, or if you ever watched How I Met Your Mother, you're better than that Barney, when he's like talking to himself. So, yeah, but thank you so much for joining me on this, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have to do more of those. But first of all, go check out Tall Guy Gaming on YouTube. Check out TyEleven on YouTube, who's the creator of this park. All the links are in the description below. And hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me.
Bye.